Walk of Fame or Walk of Shame. Hollywood sidewalks are covered in stars, but apparently they're not earning them on surveys. Why some are ranking it really low when it comes to places to see here in LA. And too hot to handle? We'll talk about the burning issue some users are already reporting with the brand new iPhone and what Apple is doing about it. Hello, everyone. I'm Robin Winston. You're watching The Rundown. More steps are being taken this morning to get Hollywood up and running again. The striking actors union is ready to head back to the bargaining table with TV and film studios. So the next round of negotiations is set to happen on Monday. The actors union, SAG-AFTRA, is demanding a bigger cut of the revenue generated by streaming shows, as well as increase in base compensation, improved working conditions, and stricter safeguards against the use of artificial intelligence technology. Meantime, Hollywood writers say they're standing in solidarity with actors even after the Writers Union reached a tentative contract agreement with the studios. All members of the Writers Guild of America will be voting on the proposed deal next week, and it's expected to get overwhelming approval. Hundreds of writers gathered at the Hollywood Palladium to celebrate the end of the strike last night.
I'm glad that we got it done, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what we do next.
It might not have been 100%, there's always compromise, but we've at least made strides in every single category.
Many writers we've spoken to say they would not have reached a deal with the studios without the support of the Actors Union. Those members joined the strike in July, and while the writers' strike may be over, many members of the WGA say they will still be out there picketing in support of actors. Sad news from the entertainment world. British actor Michael Gambon has died. Gambon is probably best known for playing Professor Dumbledore in the Harry Potter movie franchise. But he had a career that spanned 5 decades in movies, TV, and on the stage. His family says Gambon died peacefully after suffering from pneumonia. He was 82 years old. 7 Republican presidential hopefuls took aim at former President Trump and each other in their second primary debate. It focused on the economy, the Biden administration, the border, education, and crime. NBC4's Conan Nolan was there at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library in Simi Valley.
At Simi Valley's Reagan Library, home to the world's most dramatic debate stage, a 7-candidate scrum.
Excuse me. Thank you for speaking while I'm interrupting. While I'm speaking.
Frontrunner Donald Trump and his polling lead, again a no-show. Instead, in Michigan, with striking auto workers courting the blue-collar vote.
You built this country, you love this country, and you are the ones that make our country run.
A few tonight took a swing.
Donald Trump is missing in action. He should be on this stage tonight. He owes it to you.
And Donald Trump hides behind the walls of his golf clubs. He put $7 trillion on the debt. He should be in this room.
But it wasn't much. The focus instead, the Democratic incumbent.
That have driven up interest rates and mortgage rates.
The Bidenomics has failed. Wages are not keeping up with inflation.
But the desperation to break out of the pack showed. The septet seeking FaceTime and rhetorical points, repeatedly interrupting each other.
Say one thing.
China is investing.
Former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley again mixing it up with tech businessman Vivek Ramaswamy, who had criticized the U.S. support for Ukraine.
And what you've got, I honestly, every time I hear you, I feel a little bit dumber for what you say.
There was this for Democrats and Republicans in Washington.
If they don't keep the government open, they should not get paid. No pay, no budget.
Trump's former vice president, meanwhile, trying to appeal to the non-populists.
I'm the most experienced, most qualified, and most consistent conservative in this field.
Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, on education.
Here's the deal. Our country's education system is in decline because it's focused on indoctrination, denying parents' rights. Florida represents the revival of American education.
No apparent breakout, although lots of consternation on the second Republican debate, with the first vote of the 2024 election just 3 months away. South Carolina Senator Tim Scott had a better debate talking about his effort to maintain the legacy of Ronald Reagan with a strong American foreign policy and a strong economy. All the candidates bolstered by a recent Iowa poll that says while Donald Trump still has a significant lead, well over a majority of Republicans there say they're still capable of switching their vote if they see a better candidate come January. I'm Conan Nolan at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library in Simi Valley, today in LA.
The question people always ask, who won the debate? Well, according to NBC4 political contributor Dr. Fernando Guerrera of Loyola Marymount University, nobody did. He says we all lost.
It's clear that this format is not working. It was not civic or civil discourse. We learned very little, and what we learned was really attempted sound bites, attempted gimmicks. You know, one of the key things is there was no human moment. You know, there were attempts at gotcha moments, there were attempts at a zinger and all too, but sometimes you look at for a human moment, and sometimes the candidates try that by saying, I met so-and-so, or this happened to me, etc., and none of that happened.
Guerra tells us he felt the format was too chaotic, people were talking over each other, microphones weren't muted often enough, and the moderators didn't have enough control, and there weren't enough moments that helped distinguish the candidates from one another. The next Republican debate is set for November 8th in Miami. Former President Trump says he plans to skip that one as well. Enjoy the warmer weather while you can, because there's a chance of rain and cooler weather on the way. Let's check in with meteorologist Belinda Leon.
Hi, everyone. We're going to close out the month of September with some unsettled weather. We're tracking a storm system that's going to slide down the California coastline through the weekend, and it's going to bring some changes to our forecast. Now, here's what you can expect. We're going from that sunshine and temperatures feeling a little like summer to a big change this weekend with temperatures that are going to be much cooler in the 60s and 70s. Skies will be partly to mostly cloudy. We'll even have a slight chance for some rain, although accumulations don't look very impressive. If you are making those outdoor weekend plans, you may want to bring an umbrella. Meanwhile, the mountains and deserts will have some strong winds, gusts possibly up to 55 miles per hour this weekend. Now look at the trend as far as those temperatures go. We're going to be dropping into the 60s over the weekend. Now, if you are a fan of the cooler weather, enjoy it, because next week we start to warm right back up again through the middle of the week.
Public health officials are warning people to avoid touching the water at Castaic Lake. It's all because of toxic blue-green algae. The State Department of Water Resources has issued a danger advisory for the entire lake except for Castaic Lagoon. So people and pets should stay out of the water. Boating should be okay, but water sports and recreational activities can cause eye irritation, skin rash, vomiting, and even flu-like symptoms. Fish and shellfish from the lake should also be avoided. It's been nearly 2 weeks since LA County Sheriff's Deputy Ryan Klinkenbroomer was ambushed and murdered while sitting in his patrol car in Palmdale. And his loved ones continue to cope with the heartbreaking loss, and we're now hearing from his mother. Deputy Klinkenbroomer was killed Saturday, September 16th, while on duty. 2 days later, 29-year-old Kevin Salazar was arrested for murder. He has pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. Salazar's family says he has schizophrenia. LA County DA George Gascon says he will not pursue the death penalty. Deputy Klinkenbroomer's family finds that offensive.
I know he's not coming back. So for him to say on national TV, it's not bringing Ryan back, I know that. I have to bury my son. Yet my tax dollars, everybody's tax dollars, are going to keep this man alive and in jail and maybe a mental hospital? How?
The Klinkenbroomer family says they are grateful for the support from the community during this time. NBC4 reached out to the DA's office about its decision not to pursue the death penalty. Gascon's office sent us a statement that reads in part, "We have nothing but compassion for the family of Deputy Klinkenbroomer. They are experiencing an unthinkable loss. The death penalty is not a deterrent, and California presently has a moratorium on executions, thereby significantly diminishing the possibility of an individual sentenced to death ever facing the executioner's justice." A funeral service for Deputy Klinkenbroomer will be held next Thursday at the Cathedral of Our Lady of the Angels in downtown LA. The Moore Park Unified School District says it's investigating after video surfaced online showing one of its high school teachers using racially charged language.
What legal?
Okay.
Get the out of here.
The video was shot by a food vendor at a gas station somewhere in LA County Sunday. Now, it's not clear what led up to the argument, but in it, you can actually hear the teacher referring to the vendor as illegal. The district called the video disturbing and says it's taking swift and appropriate action. The teacher involved has not been allowed to return to campus. It's known around the world as the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but some are calling it the Walk of Shame. According to the blog Stasher, the Walk of Fame tops the list of the world's worst tourist attractions. Popular tourist destinations were scored on safety and proximity to the nearest international airport. The Walk of Fame scored 3.4 out of 10. Some people we spoke with agreed.
Did you notice the smell?
Yeah, definitely. It's quite apparent.
Will you come back?
Not for the Walk of Fame.
Uh-oh, well, not everyone was so critical. One local told us the street could be cleaner, but taking a selfie with your favorite celebrity star is still free. It's been less than a week since people have been getting the new iPhone 15, and some are already reporting big issues. Owners of the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max models are complaining the devices are getting too hot when in use or when charging. They say the back of the phone becomes too hot to touch during gaming, phone calls, and FaceTime video chats. Reports say Apple is just referring users to old support articles when they call for help. Apple has not commented on the new reports. All right, thank you for watching The Rundown. You can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app and our website, NBCLA.com. And be sure to tune into Today in LA on NBC4 weekdays from 4 to 7 a.m. I'll be here helping you get around with traffic reports throughout your morning commute. I'll see you next time on The Rundown.